This is a Disaster Central special report. My name is David Vela, reporting in from Houston, Texas, coming on the air with breaking news coming in from Caracas. Reports of gunfire being reported, multiple gunshots being reported in the in Caracas right now. We do not know what is going on. We're also getting reports actively that explosions are being heard in Caracas as well again, and of course, this comes in after days after uh, the United States pretty much attacked and extradited Maduro out of Venezuela to New York, where he's at right now. We are currently monitoring the situation, but things are beginning to escalate again. Uh, I've already gotten video. I'm seeing video right now where it's showing uh, vans of vehicles moving in, which could signal a lot of things, but primarily it could be a signal of a potential uh, a potential coup. Although I don't want to get too far ahead into those specifics, but nonetheless, for those tuning in, just tuning in, we're getting reports of multiple explosions and gunshots in all over Caracas in Venezuela. Um, Actively as we speak, and I'm reading right now multiple sources within the area that are now reporting that there are explosions and that there's reports now that potential drones are being they're seeing drones in the sky. So uh, a lot to break down right now. Reports still coming in. We're still awaiting. Um, we're still awaiting confirmation on what's going on. All we know so far is that there is multiple reports of gunshots. There's videos of gunshots. There's videos of multiple men in bicycles coming in towards roaming the streets. There's also multiple videos of active uniformed men. Whether we know whether or not they're from the actual military, or they could be associated with another group, we don't know. Um, but nonetheless, that is what we're reporting on right now, and I very much don't know what else is going on. Power outages are also being reported right now, actively as we speak, in portions of in some municipalities within Caracas. Additionally, as well, there's also reports. There's also speculation right now um, whether or not this could be a coup d'état, which would be a rebellion against the federal government. As you know, I think either today or yesterday, the new president of Venezuela was sworn in. And we're also getting reports now that locals are hearing jets taking off and are heading towards Caracas. So that's another thing to note. Initial reports are coming in reporting that there's possible jets that are now taking off um, from the area. Really, this is Disaster Central. This is Disaster Central reporting on breaking news. We'll be live on the air to cover it every single step of the way. Um, and as night begins to set in Caracas, I believe it is 7 a.m. Or 7 p.m. in Caracas. No, not 7 p.m. 8 p.m. in Caracas. Let me quickly time check that. Yeah, it's currently 8:44, so it'll actually be 9 p.m. Heading towards 9 p.m. But again, those tuning in, uh, reports of gunshots, gunfire being reported. We don't know whether or not this is going to be related, or this could be possibly related to a potential coup d'état. This could also just be this could be multiple things, and I'm not trying to get into the speculation side of things, but nonetheless, uh, we're just coming on the air. This report just coming in 20 minutes ago. The report started coming in 20 minutes ago. Things are still developing. If you do have any questions, comments, or concerns, please send them in the chat. If you know anybody within the area who speaks English or just wants to get the information, make sure you share the stream out. But nonetheless, to focus in on the news again, we have 88 of you tuning in. For those wanting to make sure what's going on, for those tuning in to what is going on, reports are coming in that multiple gunshots, multiple gunfire, and explosions are being heard around Caracas. The situation is continuing to develop. There's also reports now that jets are taking off from nearby cities and nearby military bases around Caracas. So that is definitely something to be keeping an eye on as time proceeds or as time continues. To recap what's going on, there's not much new information to report about. There's still continuing reports flooding in of gunshots and gunfire. You're looking at live cams around Caracas, Venezuela, where you can see that in the main camera in Caracas, lights are off. The camera is dark. And if you were in our stream a few days ago, you could see that even if it was when we were live at midnight and it was 3 in the morning there, you could see that there were still lights, and there just doesn't seem to be lights around that part anymore. But heavy gunfire is being reported now in Miraflores. Proprietary sources report Spanish-speaking men in black, wearing black, engaging soldiers in La Pastora. Reported 1 minute ago. It could be a counter. I don't think there's soldiers placed though in Caracas. At least American soldiers. I think they all pushed back, but it could be. Breaking news: F-16s are in the sky. Breaking news reports: F-16 jets are in the sky. Very tense situation right now. We do not know basically what's going on. We don't know what's going on. I'm trying to figure that out actively as we speak, but the situation is just continuing to develop. I'm trying to see whether or not we will. Yeah, I'm trying to get some stuff here ready for y'all. But nonetheless, yes, there's reports now of an F-16 jet in the sky, fighter jet in the sky. And this is continuing to break as we speak. Because Kimmy, we're the first ones to break on, at least on YouTube. I don't know about other channels, but nonetheless, I think we're the first ones on. But that isn't good. That isn't just going to stray away from what we're talking about right now. Sorry for the interruption, but I want to quickly interrupt again to report that unofficially, there's a lot of conflicting reports. I'm trying to verify. There's reports now that there are detonations in Miraflores. We don't know what that could mean, but in Miraflores, there's still reports now coming in that there's explosions or detonations in Miraflores, which would be a couple of kilometers from Caracas. Again, still awaiting the news. There's also reports. Again, there's local sources that are confirming with us that there are drones in the sky, and that there are drones in the sky, and that potentially or possibly an F-16 jet is also being an F-16 jet is also flying around now. There's also reports other jets, Russian jets, that are borrowed to Venezuela, but yeah, there's still conflicting reports. Trying to get as much information as I can. There's still video. I'm gonna see if I can try to download the video for you guys to show you maybe what we can see, but. Yeah, per footage. Okay, so here's what you need to know. So per footage, there's an unknown mass of vehicles and personnel on the move in Caracas with sporadic gunfire. Reports of fire near the presidential palace are also coming in. with Venezuelan Air Force planes also taking off. So this looks like this is possibly going to be a coup d'état. I can't confirm um, what is going on. I know that other people are starting to slowly get back on and start reporting on this as well. And we're going to be monitoring to get you the best information that we can. We understand that there is gunshots or gunfire being reported now in the presidential palace, and that's coming in from local sources, local reports. Locals are reporting that. Let me quickly update headlines for you. Gunfire near the presidential palace, and this is amid local reports. We do not know if this is United States, if this is the U.S. leading the intervention. I can't confirm that. And I'm probably not going to be the one to confirm that. But if I can... There we go. Gunfire near the presidential palace per local reports. Now, it is important to understand that today, a couple of hours ago, about 10 or 12 hours ago, the government of Venezuela ordered the immediate arrest for all Venezuelans who supported or helped the United States extradite Nicolas Maduro. As you recall, if we want to go back to what's happened within the last week, as you recall, on Saturday there was an operation. Maduro was extradited. It was taken from Venezuela and is in the United States right now, where he's facing multiple charges. And then yesterday on CBS, Marco Rubio confirmed that the United States was not at war with Venezuela or its people, that it was just a law enforcement operation, and that was the same thing. This is pretty much what he was pretty much quoting what Trump had said on Truth Social. And then today, the government of Venezuela, in the midst or during the UN, the emergency UN security meeting or Security Council meeting that was issued, or that was ordered by the Venezuelan, or by Colombia, by the member state of Colombia, once that started breaking out, or during that meeting, that's when the government of Venezuela had confirmed that they were going to be pursuing, essentially, they were going to be pursuing those who were supporting the United States or supported the extradition of Maduro, and they were going to arrest them. Then it kind of remained quiet, and the president was sworn in, I think either today, after the order was given. Congress had also convened today. The representative, or the new transitional Congress, had convened in Venezuela today, additionally. And then now, just about 30-ish minutes ago, this is where the initial reports started coming in of gunshots being reported all over Caracas. Now, this is unconfirmed, but I still need to report it. Reports are coming in on the air. Reports are coming in that a armored train. An armored train. So this would be assuming an armored group of vehicles, or an armored caravan of vehicles, was moving across and was moving towards Caracas. There's also reports of multiple jets all over the airspace. Notably, multiple Venezuelan jets as well, that were Russian jets that are being flown by Venezuelans, are also ongoing right now. It is important to note that nonetheless, we don't know who the actors are. There's a lot of possibilities. We don't know if this is a coup, and we probably will not know if this is a coup until once the reports start coming in. But just here to give it the recap. And again, for those tuning in, we are continuing to monitor reports of gunfire and gunshots being reported all over the Venezuelan capital. in Caracas. There's also now reports and also gunfire being reported near the presidential palace amid local reports. So we're continuing to monitor that as well. We're monitoring other stuff as well within that country. There's jets that are flying all over. There's also reports of detonations in the city of Miraflores, which we don't know whether or not those are explosions or those are just uh, rounds being fired. There's some video of tracer rounds. I don't know, but a someone or a relative of okay, so this needs confirmation, and I'm gonna abstain from reporting it. But all I need to say here, in regards to this, is that um, that the military, uh, oh yeah, that the new president had given an order, or has given the order. We don't know what this is. Again, we don't know what this means. These are just rumors that we're reporting on. We can't confirm none of this until um, we can't confirm none of this until we get the official reports coming in. Whether if this is the United States, we'll probably hear from Trump. If this is not from the United States, we will probably get closer a video, and we'll probably be monitoring the state television, the Venezuelan state TV. But um, very chaotic situation in Caracas. Military mobilization are still heard. Reports now of Venezuelan military is mobilizing in Caracas. Detonations are also being reported and are also being heard. So there's a multiple things that are ongoing right now as we speak. If you do have any questions, comments, or concerns, send them in the chat. I'll be willing to talk to y'all. Communicate with y'all if you have any questions or anything like that. So yeah, it's possible that we are seeing a coup. This is pretty much analysis from a expert. He says that if the coup reports are accurate, then the current president, which is also Maduro's second in command, and current interior minister, along with the pro-government Colectivos group, are just a few blocks from the Miraflores palace. So this could be a coup. And this wouldn't surprise me if this was a coup. Uh, the Miraflores Palace is huge. This is where the government convenes. This is where all the ministers are there. And remember that the current president who transitioned, who took over the office from Maduro after he was extradited, is the second in command from Maduro. So once Maduro is gone, then it's him. We know that in the Saturday operation we had two ministers, I think two ministers that were killed in the attacks. So again, this is the government is still there, and if the government is convened right now in Miraflores, it's important to note that in Miraflores, that's where the palace is. That's where the government convenes. So, I'm trying to assess multiple things. If you do have any questions, please let me know. My friends are locked down in La Guria. Sorry, I'm trying to change headlines and titles right now. Again, to reiterate what's going on, reports of gunfire, explosions, and armed vehicles moving in along Caracas, Venezuela. Electricity is already out in some portions of Venezuela. Remember that in Caracas or in Miraflores, that's where the government convenes. The presidential palace is also taking hit. There's also reports of jets now in the sky, including an F-16 that is also being reported. Multiple Venezuelan jets have also been mobilized and are currently scrambling. We don't know what this is. Again, we don't know whether or not this is a coup. We don't know if this is a... we don't know. We don't know of anything right now, and I'm just trying to report... I'm just reporting on what I can report. This is a Disaster Central special report. My name is David Vela, and we're reporting in on pretty much breaking news. I'm awaiting to see whether or not we can. I'm awaiting if we can see if my boss or if the higher ups will let me change the title now, because this is essentially now a special report. But so far they have it as breaking news. So that's essentially what I'm trying to report on. Um, you think we should be worried about any attacks on American soil for a couple of months? I don't think so. Very much doubt that that's going to happen, purely on the fact that um, cartels aren't necessarily known for causing terrorist attacks outside of their own land, uh, or other than affiliated lands. So I'm very much not very much convinced that that won't happen. But uh, there's reports now that yeah, okay, so reports now uh, there's reports now that shootings in most of Caracas has ceased. There's still gunfire underway in some parts, but this is possibly. Um, oh God! So Secretary of War and Joint Chief of Staff are being rushed back to the Pentagon. Um, so yeah, there's video now. If yeah, there's video now of yeah, there's video now of the Secretary of War and Joint Chief of Staff being rushed back into the Pentagon from Capitol Hill. So that's interesting. So it looks like it could be. I don't know. Um, it could be. That's definitely interesting. We'll have to monitor that. But Tux News is reporting that shots have been fired near the presidential palace, but that the situation is under control. Um, so a column of Chavistas allegedly led. Okay, so this actually could be a coup. There's videos now of a coup of Chavistas that were allegedly led by the interior minister, or the president currently, that is heading towards the Venezuelan presidential palace. Gunfire has ceased in a majority of areas, but there's still reports again of detonations in some parts or in some areas of Caracas. Again, we're going to continue to monitor it. To recap, earlier today, there was there was a UN security meeting that was held by Colombia, where they were essentially calling on the UN to condemn the actions that the United States had done. They were essentially calling it a kidnapping, and those concerns were echoed by China and Russia, Eritrea, and other countries as well, other country states that are non-permanent and permanent members. And then, like, middle of that meeting, the Venezuelan president, the new president, ordered that those people who were supporting the U.S. intervention in Venezuela to get Maduro out, that they were ordering them to be arrested. Then at my time, so then at 6:20ish p.m. My time, there were reports of gunshots, and then this almost immediately began this almost immediately became a this almost immediately began to spread. Reports of reports of oh, snipers are arriving. So now there's reports that snipers are arriving in Caracas. So House Speaker Mike Johnson defended the legality of the military operation to capture Maduro. The decision by the White House not to notify or seek approval from Congress. We're not at war. We do not have U.S. forces in Venezuela. We're not occupying the country, he said, after classified briefing with the senior administration officials at Capitol Hill. So there's reports now. There's a version of events going around that it was the military and security forces started, or that it was military and security forces that started shooting their own drones, believing them to be hostile. That's a possibility. It is also possible that they are trying to take the Miraflores Palace, but it is still an ongoing operation. We don't know. So snipers are currently arriving in Caracas. But again, there's still reports of blasts, power outages, and convoys of vehicles. So I very much don't believe that timeline. Trying to see what... There's not much now being reported. Very much radio silent here. So yeah, so now there's some reports of F-16s being sighted near the state of Aragua. Although it is noted that it could be F-16s that are returning to their base. And Venezuelan fighter jets as well as helicopters have also taken off. A large number of drones flying over the city of Caracas. Venezuelan military personnel are responding to volleys of gunfire. The question is whether or not it's Venezuelan related, so whether this is internal, because there is a power vacuum, or whether or not this is exterior. So whether this could be Colombian security forces, whether this could be American forces, we don't know. All we know is that the Secretary of War and the Chief Joint of Staff have been rushed from Capitol Hill to the Pentagon. We don't know why. We don't know why. But it's definitely interesting to note. And again, those tuning in, we're continuing to monitor a very dangerous situation in Caracas. We're still in the midst of early preliminary reporting. And I don't know why there's an ad playing. I thought I had an ad blocker, but clearly not. Sorry about that, folks. It could be a power vacuum. It could be rebels. But, I mean, there's just too much to, there's too much to reports. There's still too much that hasn't been reported yet. I can't make the story. I don't know what the story is, but I don't know what the official story is. We're probably going to hear a report. But there's a lot of footage coming out. So all indications are saying that shootings have begun to cease. Shootings have ceased. So indications are now suggesting that the shootings have ceased. If you hear people in the background, I apologize. But so this is a report now. This is according through. This is rumors that are circulating. But according to groups, the incident in Miraflores was a case of mistaken identity. Reports indicate that, according to the story, um, apparently a commercial drone, unknown whether or not it was civilian or belonged to security forces, flew nearby, which triggered flurry of gunfire. So again, we don't know. That's a story that's being reported. Um, CNN is now reporting, finally reporting, that gunfire was heard in the Venezuelan capital of Caracas on Monday night near the Miraflores Palace. So CNN just finally started reporting to that. But let me quickly update titles. Updating titles as we speak. That is again. This is a rumor that's circulating in on Venezuelan social media. Or maybe, yeah, there you go. It's better. Currently editing the title. Give me a moment. If you do have any questions, comments, or concerns, please send them in the chat. I agree. This probably already is a nothing burger, but um, just in case. Title has been updated. So for those tuning in, I don't think this is much of an urgent issue now. It looks like gunfire has ceased in a majority of the city. There's also reports that a drone, that there was a drone. Looks like there may have been a drone misidentification that caused gunfire and explosion. Still very interesting to note. But it's not trying to see what I'm trying to just see what else there is to report. If things remain calm for the next 30 minutes, then this report will cease. But if it doesn't, then we'll continue the coverage. But nonetheless, we're gonna keep on the air just in case things begin to escalate. I don't know why there's yelling. In fact, give me a moment. All right, I'm back. Um, it's too loud. We'll just keep it as background though, just in case. I hate my graphics. These graphics are terrible to work with. How are we doing, guys? Because there's not much else to be reported, and I don't have anything else to talk about. So, how's the chat? Or let's start off with the question that I always ask: where are we watching from? And whilst I wait, I'm gonna monitor some sources here. Um, so it looks like there is armored vehicles in Caracas. There's videos there. So yep, gunfire ceased. We're gonna be awaiting. Well, I'm gonna be awaiting the report as to what happened, but um, yeah, I just don't know what happened. Um, so I've been told that I have to end the stream in about 6 minutes, which will be for the obvious technical. Which will obviously be for a technical reset that we always have at around 7:25, 7:30 ish. So that's why when I tend to have these streams, I tend to push them either early or push them late. So I'm just awaiting for the 5 minutes, the 5 minute mark to point, and then I will end off with closing statements. But for a recap, for those that are tuning in, because we're about to end our coverage, and we will send you to Agenda Free TV for their coverage, because Steve Luckner's a great guy. Essentially, what happened is that there was multiple reports of gunfire explosions in Caracas, particularly near Miraflores, which is where the presidential palace is at. As of right now, the gunfire has ceased, and there's stories now that suggest that a possibility for why the gunfire began anyways was because of a drone misidentification that flew over the palace and caused a earthquake, or not earthquake. Sorry, I'm reading an earthquake right now. Actually, I'm actually seeing an earthquake right now. Magnitude 6.3 with an intensity of 6 lower. Let me quickly transition that then. We have a report now of a big earthquake now in. I'm going to push back that thing. I'm going to push back the stream, and I'm going to go ahead and start reporting now that there's now a magnitude there's a big earthquake now in Japan, magnitude 6.3, 6.5 now reported as of the 10th revision near Shimane. Japan reports of intensity 6 upper or 6 lower being reported. Um, earthquake there, decent sized earthquake, 10 kilometers deep, magnitude 6.3 off Shimane Prefecture. Um, very rare position for that earthquake to be happening. Uh, so let me quickly pull up the 6.3. Let me quickly pull up Jquake, and we will transition to an earthquake stream momentarily. Global Quake has a 7.5 in the middle of nowhere. Um, what the hell? Okay. So, as previously stated, there is now an earthquake magnitude preliminary 6.3, intensity 6 lower being reported in the area. So we are coming on. I'm trying to see when my Jquake will load. Oh, there we go. It's up. Is it up though? Yeah, it is. Okay, it's loading. So I don't have the paid version of Jquake, so you're gonna have to. Oh, looks like there's more shaking. You're gonna have to momentarily stand by with me because it won't actually give me the statistics. I'm basing this off of the stream. Let me quickly turn this browser source off, transition that, and then transition these headlines off as well. And then once we do that, then I'm gonna be able to transition Jquake. So if you just give me a moment to. Is it behind the gradient? Could be. Yeah, it is. Yo, where's yo? Please. It's like unnecessarily difficult. Actually, I can. Give me a minute here, and we are set. This is Jquake, and as you can see, there was shaking before. I don't know why, but I was late for it. But a magnitude 6.3 earthquake has struck the region. So let me quickly update a. Oh, and there's another one. Whoa! Another aftershock almost instantaneously. So, earthquake being reported. Quickly change the intensity here. So the revision is that it's now an intensity 5. What, 5 upper? Or 6 up, 6 lower? Okay, 5 upper, yeah. 5 upper in Shinami, Japan, and in Shinami Prefecture in Japan. I am quickly editing and getting rid of this title for obvious reasons. So much. There's too much news breaking. Oh, whoa! Okay. So let me just do dual coverage then. 6.3 in Japan. Right, and Venezuela updates. Okay. Okay. If YouTube Studio will ever let me. Oh, okay. I'm glad I did that. Now I'm angry. Venezuela updates. Okay. So it looks like strong shaking already happening in Japan, which is definitely interesting because there's another strong, there's another strong quake. I don't know why he reported an 8.1 in the Philippine Sea. Interesting. Let me quickly make sure that I'm not losing my mind. No, it's not an 8.1. It's a 7 point, not 7.1. No, it's a 6.1. 6.1. And there's another strong area of strong shaking already. It's aftershock. So those tuning in, we're kind of doing dual coverage because there's now an earthquake of a magnitude 6.3 that struck the region of Japan in Shinami Prefecture, which means that because it's an earthquake stream, I get to change the headline graphic. So give me a moment while I do that. Quickly disable this and then just do... Where is the headline? Hello? Oh, you know what? I think I have it. Actually. Here we go. Give me a moment. There's so much when you're doing the solo. Like, it's so hard when you're doing the solo. It actually is infuriating when you're doing the solo. Like, okay, so here we go. Okay, so here we go. So, okay, here it is. Once it'll let me shift the title, maybe. Let me confirm what the headline bar is showing. Where's the headline? What is this title called? Red mode headlines, okay.
An earthquake of maximum measured intensity of 3 occurred.
Okay, so I think I have the thing updated. There we go. Oh, big strong earthquake. Why did it do that? Why did the... Oh my god, I despise this stupid software. See, now I overdid it again. Oh my god. Super strong earthquake. Give me a moment because these headlines are just not acting up the way that I want them to act. And it's actually infuriating me. We will get it. We will get it the third time. Third time is the charm. There we go. Well, maybe not. So why is this... Oh, you know what? That's why. Okay. I have completely wrong headlines. So we're just gonna work with what we got here. God, I need to get people to... I need to get people on this. There we go. Magnitude 6.3 and earthquake rocks Japan. Can we please boo my graphic software because it's acting up and I'm not enjoying it. I'm not enjoying this. This is like brutal task work. Shrink it down a little bit. No, not like that. Okay. Yeah, this will work for now. We just have to condense this again. Yep. And then make this another headline. Like, geez, another earthquake. There's so many earthquakes happening. Yeah, that's more like it. Oh no, wait. Is that what I wanted? 5.7. Okay, well, I'm just gonna have to do this thing again and again and again. I have to restart this thing again. Aha! Why? Stop. You need to stop. And then... What is this called? Top bar. Okay. See, this is what it's like to work this thing. There we go. There's just like, yeah, this is like constant aftershocks, and I have no clue why. So yeah, we've already had like a 4.7, a 5.4, and a 6.1 according to Global Quake. Another earthquake, intensity 3. NHK newsmen have helmets now. The NHK newsmen are now wearing helmets. I don't know why. They're not even anywhere close to it. But, yeah. Now, yeah, they're now just wearing. Yeah, they're just wearing to wear it.
A strong earthquake of maximum measured intensity of 5 lower occurred.
A strong earthquake of preliminary intensity of, what was it, like 5.4? Struck the area. Okay. Oh my god, where's my stuff at? Ooh, I'm gonna have to restart everything again. Yeah, the NHK News guys are wearing helmets. Why? Okay, let me just rephrase this. Multiple strong... It did it again. It interrupted my typing. Yo. Multiple strong earthquakes in Japan. This is a complete failure, and I probably lost a lot of y'all. No, not really. Red mode headlines. But why is it so... Okay. This should do it. There we go. Much better. I'm happy with that result. Finally. Okay, so here it is. Multiple strong earthquakes being reported in Shiname Prefecture. The guys at NHK are wearing they're wearing helmets now, and they're nowhere near that area unless they're like reporting from a local station, but they're not wearing that. Yeah, I mean, USGS has a 5.8, so I don't I guess, bro. I hope that I did replace the stream, right? Yeah. You feel shaking in Kyushu. Okay. For those tuning in, uh, what was supposed to be a stream that was supposed to be ending like a couple of minutes ago has turned into this because there's been a magnitude 6.3 earthquake, according to the JMA, that struck Shiname Prefecture and a couple of other prefectures. Um, Also, in a couple of other prefectures, notably, I think it was Hiroshima Prefecture and Totori Prefecture. Um, an intensity 5 upper has been reported from the second 5.1 earthquake. So I don't, yeah, I guess. NHK newscasters have helmets on. Um, I don't know why, but they do. Uh, USGS reporting again 5.8. JMA has the original sequencing shock as a 6.3. And for whatever reason, Global Quake has a um, Global Quake had a magnitude of a 7.8 in the middle of nowhere. Um, quickly edit this now. Magnitude or strong earthquakes. Rock, Japan. And then PNG.
An earthquake of maximum measured intensity
Okay.
of 2 occurred.
If it could stop scaring me, I would appreciate that. Like that. Another strong earthquake. Wow, another strong earthquake. Again, here's another one. This is the 6th earthquake within the sequence in the last 15 minutes. Why did it do that? Now we're live for the earthquake coverage. Let me edit this again. Do you guys if you guys have anything to report on, please let me know because I'm gonna 100% need this once I'm done editing all of this stuff that I have to edit because I don't have people working with me. Change. We'll just save it. Did it save? Cool. Thumbnail changed. So, this is the second early earthquake warning in a row. I don't understand why this is happening again. But yeah, there's a lot going on, multiple stuff going on as we speak right now. So to capture you in and to report on what's going on, reports now are circulating of not reports, but a magnitude 6.3 according to the JMA, 5.8 according to the USGS, struck the area of Shiname Prefecture. Another earthquake, magnitude 6.6.
An earthquake of maximum measured intensity of 4 occurred.
Oh no, 6.0 struck the area of Shiname Prefecture in Japan. According to Global Quake, this earthquake is now a 5.7. Additionally, multiple strong aftershocks have struck the area to the point where we've seen two early earthquake warning.
An earthquake of maximum measured intensity of 4 occurred.
To the point where we've seen two early earthquake warning. There's another one happening. To the point where we've seen two simultaneous early earthquake warnings on the NHK simulcast. It looks like, it looks like multiple strong events have happened within that sequence. A lot going on right now. We're gonna keep this going. We're gonna keep reporting on it because This is obviously very noteworthy considering the fact how many aftershocks we've seen within that sequence in the last 20-ish minutes. Checking other chat again, 5.8 preliminary. This is from the first shock. Two 5.8s in Japan. Another one 5.5, and then there's still footage coming out. NHK still simultaneously broadcasting 2 early earthquake warnings. This is the first time they've done this in a while. I think this might be the first one of the year. If someone could correct me on that. Another one. Actually, this might be different. Is it different? No, another one. Let me quickly show you guys what we're talking about. So you're looking at your screen right now, and let me quickly move this somewhere where it's visible. Let me quickly move this. So what you're looking at right now is what the previous earthquakes have looked like. So according to J-Quake, we've seen an earthquake of a magnitude 5.4, which was the one that struck simultaneously with another one that is under assessment right now. Then within this sequence, which is really about 10-ish minutes of sequence or 20 minutes of sequence, we've seen a 6.2. Then we've seen 4.5 a couple of minutes later. Then 4 minutes later, we saw a 5.1. And then 6 minutes later, we saw a 3.8. And then 2 simultaneous earthquakes at the same time at 10:37 local time in Japan. Intensities 4, not surprising. Very interesting to look like because we were just covering Venezuela, and then this started happening. I got pinged for it, and obviously for those of you that are watching, we're now watching it together now as this continues to develop. So very much simultaneous. Japan is having a very interesting sequence. First with a 3.3, and then it was followed by a 6.2, and then at least 2 magnitude 5 aftershocks, resulting in 3 early earthquake warning transmissions on the NHK feed on the domestic stream. So we're continuing to monitor that. For those tuning in, you've been fed. If you do have any questions, comments, or concerns, you can send them in the chat, and I'll be here to answer them for you. Do you think that a bigger earthquake is going to happen? I can't predict earthquakes, so I can't really give my take on that. But I mean, with any sequence, and a bigger earthquake is possible with any sequence, so it's not necessarily too much of a surprise to me if it happened. You just can't predict it, and I'm not gonna go into the speculation game and predict whether or not that's gonna happen. So really, we should be transmitting from our blue mode we should be transmitting into our blue mode, but considering the fact that this happened, also with Venezuela, I don't even know what happened with Venezuela, but considering the fact that that's happening there, we are in red mode. So that's this very interesting sequence to track. But for those tuning in, to reiterate, we've had a very interesting sequence. First starting off with a magnitude 3.3, and then was followed off by a 6.2 main shock with at least 2 magnitude 5s, which has resulted in a very rare trifecta of early earthquake warning activations on the NHK domestic feed. And at one point, I haven't watched the NHK feed, but at one point, it got to the point where the NHK broadcasters were wearing helmets. So, there's another aftershock, or another seismic event that's happening there. I don't know if that's an earthquake, but it looks...
An earthquake of maximum measured intensity of 1 occurred.
It looks pretty light. 10:41 a.m. Central Time, or not Central Time, Japanese Standard Time, or Daylight Time. 3.4 earthquake. And this sequence started at around 10:18, and it was a 6.2. So the sequence continues. Um, Alaska seems to be having quite a bit of earthquakes between 2 to 3. Well, that's pretty typical, um, especially considering the fact that the especially considering the fact that like last year they had like a 7.3 or 7.0, somewhere like that. We went live for it, but like they had that happen, and they had this 6.3 in Anchorage, I think last month or 2 months ago. So I mean, Alaska's been very seismically active as of late, but it's it's not to the point where I would call it for concern. It just looks like typical swarms to me. Um, but yeah, if you do have any questions, you can ask. Um, yeah, 7.5. Um, yeah, so things begin to slow down. Then, if the situation continues to not escalate, then we will um, end the stream. What was it? What was it? What is it? What are you talking about? Wow! Oh my God! I just stuttered bad. Oh no! No! Yeah, that was the 7.5, and then y'all had an earthquake in Anchorage a few months ago. I think I don't recall going live for that though. I know it's pretty uncommon. I hadn't even heard of the prefecture for I hadn't heard of the prefecture for a bit, except for like news, like typical news stuff like that. But like, there wasn't much in terms of earthquakes. I hadn't heard of that prefecture in terms of earthquakes in a bit. But yeah, I quickly want to provide an update to what we were talking about earlier, before the earthquake. It turns out that it looks like the panic, the gunfire, um, the gunfire may have been from drone misidentification. So yeah, the Trump administration is now monitoring the situation and the reports of gunfire in Venezuela. The United States is not involved. That's what a senior intel reporter is reporting. Another earthquake. Probably intensity 1 or 2. I don't see the seismos lighting up that intensely. Yeah, so this is in like general region. So like you could see in some of these areas, like in okay, you can see some of these areas here, like in Kashima or Yonago. I don't know how to pronounce them, so don't give me hate on them. But Hirose, Hakura, Nita Prefecture, Yoshida Prefecture or Yoshida City. Why did I say these were prefectures? These are cities. Um, but yeah, like though that's the area that those are the towns or the municipalities that we're focusing on, because that's where that weird sequence has been at. But yeah, it's a bit behind. Don't know why it's a bit behind, but it is. Um, yeah, so very interesting in terms of the reporting. Um, I can't say that there's much else to report. Uh, these just all seem to be the pings that I'm getting seem to be recaps of the event. which is like not necessary. Oh, strong one, strong one, or a decent sized one in Hakuta, Yonago, Nita, these cities in Shimane, and Totori prefectures. So, yeah, definitely interesting. This is what, like the third stream of the year already? Last year we had one stream in January. Yeah, this is the third stream of the year. You had one stream last year around this time. But it looks like things are calming down. This was pretty weak. Prefectures have been increased or have been added are Okayama Prefecture and Hiroshima Prefecture. And the epicenter is being assessed. Although it looks like it might just be intensity 1 or 2, just based on what the seismographs were showing. Oh, look, there it's sparking up again. You can see it's sparking up again. Very, very noteworthy. Again, this area is very particular. I don't think I've had coverage in this part of the region. Oh, look, there's another one. So you can see we're capturing them live on air. We are like now casting. Like I'm telling you, in 5 seconds they're gonna note this. They're about to note this. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Maybe not. But oh, there it is. I was just late. But yeah, light shaking detected. Again, this is in Totori Prefecture on the western side. Um, and if the shaking continues to get bigger, or it continues to spread out more, um, then it will definitely be cause for concern.
An earthquake of maximum measured intensity of 2 occurred.
Called it. So too. Yeah, definitely noteworthy. So we're just gonna continue monitoring this region because yes. Why did I just put them here? That's why now. Well, we've been live. This is the first time I do dual coverage, so this year's already unprecedented on multiple records. This year already broke so many records, and we're only like, yeah, we're already at like 5 days into January. So most streams we've done in January. Um, the first time that I do political streams, well, not political, but just geo news. First earthquake stream since 2024 in January. The last, obviously, the January stream that we did was the Noto Peninsula earthquake in 2024. Um, Most consistent viewership already. Like 126 people is the average right now as I'm analyzing the data feeds. So obviously, thank you guys. But yeah, we already broken enough records this month, and we're only 5 days in. 5 days in. I've been notified that we will end this stream at 8:04 or 8:05 p.m. Central Daylight Time, 9:05 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, or Eastern Standard Time, or Daylight Time, whatever. Pretty chaotic. This is a very chaotic day. We just gotta push the system hardware upgrades. So, yeah, my bad. But yeah, we just gotta keep pushing the system upgrades. And yeah, that's part of the thing. We have to push system upgrades, and we'll probably continue to push them. These come in once a week. They're typically on Mondays, because those are typically the days that we don't stream, because it's a Monday. So it's typically when we push the updates out, the graphics updates. So, and those can take a while. I recall G's. Hey G's, I recall you. You were here for the Alaska stream, weren't you? I think you were. So another one of the quote unquote OGs. And then, let's see. Yeah, Kiss Tune was here for the. It won't let me see it, but it was a special report that we had done earlier. Yeah, so some of y'all I recognize very well. Actually. Huh. Interesting. According to the news on the TV in Argentina, it was their own drone, which was funny. Yeah. If that's true, then that was funny, bro. Like, yeah. Oh! Hey, that's not good. I need these earthquakes to calm down. I'm not trying to push this computer back anything further. I do. You're right. You're absolutely right. I do gotta start locking in with the smoke alarms or the fire alarms. Like you just heard it. I gotta lock in with that. Maybe in the distant future. It's 8 o'clock. Yeah, no. That's what it was. It wasn't like a IED or a bomb or anything like that. It was a smoke alarm, and it wasn't even mine. It was the one next door. Yo, so geez, what did you think of our graphics package? Because this is the graphics package we're gonna be sticking with for the rest of the year, really, or for the entire year, really. We're just gonna be sticking with this. Very minimalistic. You recall you subscribed when this was, well, there's a lot of changes now, but when this was our setup, remember that? That was our setup. You might remember. Yeah, this was our setup. Very chaotic. And oh Christ, let me quickly switch back. Not what I wanted to switch back to. Oh, that's why. That's because I'm in the wrong thing. Hey, it's very minimalistic. Everybody loves minimalism. I don't know why, but ever since we did this minimalistic upgrade, y'all have been eating this up. I guess, bro. But yeah. I can finally do this. It would, but the problem with that is that a lot of times it's just me who talks, because I'm the main host anyways. I'm the one that pushes the live, makes the thumbnails. As you were here before, you saw it before. As you saw me struggling with these headlines, I'm the one that does most of the stuff for the operations here, and I don't really see a point because it's not like we're seeing like 15 or 20 people talking at the same time. It's just like me and occasionally like two other people. Okay, so yeah, so I got 3 minutes. So I'm just gonna go ahead, uh, open up my closing statements, and firstly begin off by saying, thank you for watching. Um, Thank you for watching. It means a lot to me. Means a lot to us. Means a lot to the project. Make sure you subscribe. We're gonna keep pushing the strive. We've already broken a record for January. We've
An
already
earthquake of maximum measured intensity of 3 occurred.
Okay, so we've already seen an earthquake, or not earthquake. We've already seen enough. We've already seen enough of that. We have. We appreciate you guys so much. This has been a special report. We will be ending stream like right now. For those that want to tune in, we will be live again at some point to do our drill stream, which is something that I might as well announce. We're going to be doing a drill stream, which is going to be a live rehearsal. More details will be on the way, but I think you guys will enjoy our rehearsal streams. I think you guys will definitely find it fun. But yeah, enjoy your night. Again, as always, this has been a Disaster Central Special Report. My name is David Vela reporting in. We'll speak soon. Where's the music? Here we go. We'll speak soon. Good night.